Warning. Excavator Pi will cause decompression of Tunnel 6.
How's this, Squidward?
It's beautiful.
Hey, what's up soldiers? My name's GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire. Everyone thinks my zombies opinions are wrong, so I decided to take a step back and review each zombies map based off 20 categories. Each category is worth 5 points for a cumulative total of 100. This is a totally serious review, memes included. If you'd like to watch my previous reviews on Noct, Baruch, Shinonuma, Doris, Kino, 5, Ascension, Call of the Dead, and Shangri-La, the playlist will be linked down below. This is episode 10, Moon, the best cliffhanger in zombies history. Back on August 23rd, 2011, the first Treyarch Zombies only DLC was released. It released Moon along with Noct, Baruch, Shinonuma, and Doris. If you had the Hardened Edition or Prestige Edition for Black Ops, you would get all those maps on launch, but you could get Moon for free later on August 23rd. Moon innovated a ton and added some new things to zombies that we had never seen and still have not seen since. First off, you start in no man's land, and once the sirens are heard, the zombies get stronger and start sprinting. This alone created a new competitive kill record category, which we will get into in the records section of this video. After teleporting out of no man's land, you go to the spawn room of Griffin Station on the moon. You need to grab a PES system so that you can breathe until you turn on power, but if you're not in the spawn room, the labs, biodome, or tunnels, you will still need the PES system to breathe. There are also 3 different excavators on Moon that have the possibility of oxygen loss in Tunnel 6, 11, or in the biodome. The hacker device was new equipment that could spawn in 6 different locations around the labs. With the hacker device, you have the ability to save points by hacking various things including the box, doors, perks, pack punch, wall buys, and even more. You can only have either the PES or the hacker device at a time, so you need to play tactically depending on where or what you are going to be doing. A new perk was added to Moon, which was Mule Kick. If you have played a zombies game since, you probably know exactly what it does. It gives you a 3rd weapon slot, and if you end up downing, you lose your Mule Kick weapon. It costs 4,000 points and was also added into the other maps in Black Ops 1 when Moon released. The new Wonder weapon on this map was 2-in-1. It had dual-wield zap guns that are essentially mini Wonder Waffs according to Dempsey, and then when combined it creates the wave gun, which causes zombies to expand and then explode and make a very satisfying ding noise. Gersh devices returned from Ascension, but there was also a brand new equipment which was called the QED, or Quantum Entanglement Device. You can use the QEDs to get a bunch of different effects. Sometimes they are good effects and sometimes you can get bad effects. For example, you can get a China Lake shooting explosions at you, or you can get a huge air blast that can kill zombies, to name a couple of the different effects. A new mini boss was added to the map, which was the astronaut. The astronaut walks really slow around the map, and if he grabs you, he will teleport you to a random part of the map after headbutting you, and also it will take the most recent perk that you bought. This is a huge problem if you only have Jug. The reason he is a pain is because you can be rounding a corner or opening up an airlock and he can be there and grab you right away. Also, you can get teleported outside, and since he red screens you, you could go down. The astronaut can be destroyed by shooting him, and he will create an explosion up to 10 meters inside. Crawlers were also brought back to Moon, but this time they can teleport and have less health than the ones on Kino and 5. Low gravity is on multiple parts of the map, which creates a fun effect when jumping around and floating. Last but not least, this was the first map to have 5 different playable characters. Yes, you heard me correct, 5. After completing the cryogenic slumber party Easter egg, Richtofen will switch souls with Samantha, and you will then begin to hear quotes from Samantha inside of Richtofen's body. Moon added so much new and unique features, and for that, it is a solid 5 out of 5. Moon's atmosphere gives you a very uneasy feeling starting off with Area 51. Once you get onto the moon, you instantly feel that it is too quiet. With the PES system, you also have a hard time hearing everything going on around you, making it even more difficult and uneasy. When you're outside on the moon's surface with low gravity, looking up at the dark sky, it is actually really cool. Looking back at Earth from the computers out of the spawn room is also very cool. The atmosphere is a 5 out of 5 as well. Fantastic. Treyarch always nails the atmosphere and it always ends up being really good. Instead of basing enough of my personal opinion, I did a poll on Twitter, and out of the 828 votes, the community decided 4 out of 5 was a proper grade for the nostalgia of Moon. Moon is by far, if not the most important zombies map storyline wise in all of zombies, at least in Jimmy Zielinski's plan, so I was really not surprised by the results. I think 4 out of 5 is a perfectly fair grade, and Moon deserves it 100%. Moon has no traps, so I'm excluding it from the rating. Some of you guys said that you don't like the fact how I leave out some of the categories and that it should count. In my opinion, if there is nothing of the category, it isn't fair just to give it a 0. That can mean the difference from a map being an 80 to a 75, and it's a huge difference when I'm trying to accurately grade the map. The new wonder weapon on Moon is the dual-wield zap guns and the wave gun when they are combined. The zap guns can kill one zombie per shot, which makes them pretty good, but it can run out of ammo very quickly. With the wave gun, you have significantly less ammo, but you can take out an entire horde in one shot, and the reach is fairly far. The wonder weapons are very fun to use and run around with for sure. You also have the QEDs and the Gersh device as well. When you get over the crazy RNG to get them out of the box, the wonder weapons and equipment are very fun, and since the QEDs, zap guns, and wave gun are unique, they definitely deserve a pretty good grade, so I give them a 4.5 out of 5. Besides having hellhounds on Area 51, the other mini-boss is the astronaut in Griffin Station on the moon. Like I already mentioned, he is a huge annoyance. He walks slowly around the map and sometimes will catch up to you wherever you are. For example, if you're outside by the teleporter pad for a few rounds, he will eventually make his way from the spawn room to out by you. The health of the astronaut increases in health each round and also by how many players are in the game. The astronaut has the health based off the round it spawns though, so say it spawns on round 10 but you don't kill till 15, it'll have round 10 health. You don't get any points for killing him until he is dead, and you will only get 50 points, and also the points are based off the zombies that die within the 10-meter blast radius of the astronaut. One cool thing about the astronaut in Black Ops 1 is that the name of the astronaut will be the name of a player on your friends list. In Black Ops 3, however, it is the name of developers at Treyarch. The astronauts are immune to insta-kills and nukes, and even if you get headbutted after completing the Easter egg, he won't take your perks, which is the silver lining. Overall, the astronaut is a pretty good mini-boss, so I give him a 4.5 out of 5. Moon is a very large map, but there are no transportation methods besides the teleporters from Area 51 to the receiving bay and the spawn room of Moon. You can also drop down from the teleporter by the MPD, but that is just a quick shortcut to not have to go all the way through the laps. Overall, I think it is just better to exclude the teleportation methods on this map because you still need to run across the map constantly when you're doing the Easter egg. Moon can be pretty annoying to play. The main reason for this is because Jug and Speed Cola switch off at Area 51. If you don't get Jug at Area 51 first off, then you will need to go all the way to the teleporter from the receiving bay when you're on the moon. If you do end up getting the Jug machine at the start of the game at Area 51, you can run a train around and buy Jug once you get enough points. That is probably the best method if you don't want to be 2 hits away from downing. One of the most annoying things is when you end up getting Jug and then downing right after getting it. You then need to teleport back to Area 51 twice, and during that time you're waiting, you have a chance of going down again without Jug. Most players when they first land on the moon end up going through Tunnel 6 because that is the tunnel you want the excavator to decompress first. The box is by far the best option for getting a weapon, and the box can spawn by power in the biodome or outside by Mule Kick. On the way to the box, you can buy the MPL or M16 off the wall going through Tunnel 6, or if you want to save money, you can buy the M14 off the wall outside by Tunnel 11. When hitting the box, it might be a challenge getting the zap or wave guns and the ray gun and Gersh devices or QEDs. Once you get the wave gun, you can go pretty far, and if you have enough points, you can use the hacker device to hack a drop to a max ammo. Overall, the setup can be frustrating, but once you get set up, it can be very fun. For setup, I give it a 3 out of 5. Moon's Easter egg is not too difficult, but it does have a good amount of steps. In the Chronicles version of Moon, you can do the Easter egg solo, but in Black Ops 1, you can only do it co-op. The first step is turning on the power, and once you do that, you need to complete the short Samantha Says sequence on the computers outside of the loading bay. Once this is completed, go to the labs. Using the hacker device, hack a panel on the second level next to the stairs. Once this is hacked, there will be 4 green lights lit up on panels throughout the lab. You then need to hack all 4 of these panels. Next, you need to go to Area 51, and there are some panels to the left of the teleporter. You need to throw a grenade to drop them, and then throw a Gersh device so that the plates get teleported onto the teleporter pad. Then you go back to the receiving bay, throw a QED at the plates, and they will go next to the computer. Then you need to find the hose that connects the computer to the device holding the plate. Then Richtofen needs to place the golden rod with the focusing stone from Call of the Dead and Shangri-La in between the plates. During this, the player who is Richtofen will need to keep interacting with the computer, and you hear keys tapping over and over from a computer. Then eventually, after about 3 minutes of doing this, the golden rod will be charged and you can pick it up. Next, you need the excavator to dig Tunnel 6, and after it is breached, use the hacker device in the receiving bay to stop it. Then you need to knife or shoot the MPD egg that will be in front of the door. Follow it out of Tunnel 6 towards spawn, and then it will get stuck on a satellite at the tip of it. Then shoot the satellite with the wave gun, and then follow it through Tunnel 11. Eventually, it will make its way to the MPD, and a soul collector will rise up. You then need to fill it with 25 zombie souls. Once that is done, you flip the switch next to it on the wall. Then you will see Samantha, and there will be 4 more soul collectors you need to fill with 25 souls each. Then place the golden rod in the MPD. Then throw a QED at the MPD to get the ball out or the egg. Then go back to the computers to do Samantha Says 3 more times. This time will be a lot more difficult. Then throw a Gersh device to collect the moon eggs sitting next to the computer. Then the rockets will go towards the Earth and cause transit. Once this is complete, you get the achievement Big Bang Theory. Every player will receive all perks on the map, and if you go down, you still keep them. The player that is Richtofen already received the perks after completing the cryogenic slumber party Easter egg, getting Samantha out of the MPD. The moon Easter egg is very good, so I give it a 5 out of 5. Also, I did not want to forget Space Dog. That is an awesome side Easter egg in Black Ops 3. Definitely a very, very cool one. There are a total of 5 different Easter egg songs on Moon. The main Easter egg song is Coming Home by Alina Segman, written by Kevin Sherwood. You can activate this song by interacting with 3 teddy bears with PS systems on their head. One is right outside the docking bay. The next one is in the connector from Tunnel 6 to power. The third and final one is in Tunnel 11 in the room closest to power. You can activate the Avenged Sevenfold song called Nightmare by having Tunnel 6 and Tunnel 11 blocked off with the excavators and then downing in the receiving bay area. When you respawn, the song will play. There's also a remake of Damned called Redamned and 8-bit recordings of Coming Home and Pareidolia. That is why it sounds like I'm playing Dead Ops arcade music in the background of this video. For music Easter eggs, I give it a 5 out of 5 as well. 5 songs is definitely pretty crazy. The storyline of Moon is by far the most important, so let's take a look at the timeline. This may take a while. January 4th, 1940, Richtofen and Schuster conduct their first human teleportation test. Richtofen is so confident in its success he volunteers himself. Teleported to the moon, he encounters the MPD, the Aether Pyramid, hidden by the Apothecans. While inspecting the device, Richtofen is electrocuted and begins hearing the many voices of corruption, including that of the Shadow Man. The device then teleports him to Shangri-La. Corrupted by the Dark Aether, Richtofen is gradually driven insane by an obsession to find Agartha. January 23rd, 1940. After a near-month absence, Richtofen returns to Schuster with a plan to build Griffin Station on the moon. March 13th, 1940, construction of Griffin Station on the moon begins. Frustrated with Max's alignment with Germany, other disgruntled Group 935 scientists join the cause. February 1st, 1942, with Griffin Station completed, Richthofen names Dr. Groff lead scientist and returns to Earth to continue the charade with Maxis. Working alongside Schuster, Groff is left to discover the power of the MPD. February 2nd, 1942, in a speech to his staff, Groff talks optimistically about Griffin Station's establishment as a permanent base of operations. July 18th, 1942, Groff and Schuster unwittingly discover how to charge the MPD when Schuster kills a rat near the device. Its death inexplicably begins filling the tank, charging the device. They report their findings to Richthofen. July 20th, 1942, Richthofen begins sending soldiers and scientists to the moon to be sacrificed, their souls used to charge the MPD. October 12th, 1945, Groff radios Richthofen to inform him that the device has been powered up and it is awaiting the conduit. Richthofen says he will proceed with Operation Shield and dispose of Maxis and Samantha. October 13th, 1945, Maxis and Richthofen perform teleportation test trials on test subjects number 3, 4, and 5. All fail, including test 5, where Maxis uses Fluffy. As test 6 chamber is set up, Samantha sees Fluffy and runs into the teleporter. Maxis chases after her, and Richthofen seals them both in the test chamber with Fluffy and teleports all 3 of them. October 13, 1945. Samantha is teleported to the moon while Groff and Schuster work on the MPD. Running into the MPD, she is drawn inside of it, where she becomes corrupted by the dark aether. Maxis is teleported to the crazy place and develops the power to merge with electricity. Richthofen returns to the moon. Learning Samantha is trapped in the MPD, he orders Groff to teleport Maxis there to coax her out of the device. He also warns Groff to keep an eye on her for an evil-looking dog. Richthofen returns to the moon. October 13, 1945. In an effort to free Samantha, Maxis approaches the MPD and persuades her to come out. Once she does, Maxis gives her an instruction: kill them all. Maxis kills himself and merges with technology of Griffin Station, while Samantha unleashes the undead upon the base. October 13, 2025. Using the Vril device and the focusing stone, Richthofen completes his grand scheme and swaps bodies with Samantha on the moon, giving him full control of the zombies and the Aether. Maxis contacts the remaining members of Ultimus through the station's electronics and asks for their help to defeat Richthofen. They agree, then launch missiles at Earth, leaving it fractured and broken. They sever Richthofen's connection with the Aether, but he maintains control over the zombies. Once Maxis controls the Aether in 2035, he returns to the moon and plucks Samantha from Richthofen's body to join him in Agartha. The storyline is by far 5 out of 5. Absolutely fantastic, super interesting, and just a really cool concept overall. Moon has a good amount of replayability. Since the map is so old now, the main reason people play it is to do the Easter egg. The Easter egg is definitely the main driving force behind everyone playing in public matches. The gameplay for this video is primarily from doing the Easter egg in a public match as well. A lot of people still go for high rounds, and even people go for records in No Man's Land. The replayability is definitely there, so for that I give it a 4 out of 5. The map flow of Moon is definitely not the best. The map is basically landscaped in a way where it takes a while to get from one end of Griffin Station to the other end. If you are all the way by Mule Kick, you're better off teleporting to Area 51 and then teleporting back to the receiving bay of Moon. If someone goes down on the other end of the map, there really is no chance of reviving them. The one shortcut you can take is by the teleporter to Area 51 between the Biodome and the Mule Kick area. There's enough room to where you can drop down by the MPD, skipping the entire lab area altogether. The map flow has to be a 3 out of 5, probably the worst part of Moon, sadly. Moon is obviously very original. You have No Man's Land to start off on the map, then you go to the receiving bay of Griffin Station on the freaking moon, You have low gravity all around the map on areas in the open. There's the first time we had low gravity and zombies all together. We see Samantha for the first time after hearing about her in radios all the way back into Reese. We have the biodome, which is by far one of the coolest locations in all of zombies. It's a massive area filled with plants and vegetation from Earth. You have the launch pads to launch all over the dome, and if you have PhD flopper, you don't have to worry about falling damage at all. And the map is very original. The Easter egg steps were fun. It told the story of the map as well as you're going through the Easter egg. It's an easy 5 out of 5 for me. Moon has some very impressive records. In my opinion, one of the coolest categories is No Man's Land. The record in Black Ops 1 is 420 kills by Tidy Barbecue. In Black Ops 3, the No Man's Land record is a little higher with 442 kills by Mark Van Leerden. The high round world record on Moon in Black Ops is round 213 by Phoenix. The speedruns on this map require a ton of RNG, so the solo record in Black Ops 3 with Mega Gobblegums is 25:23 as compared to the duo times over 30 minutes in the original version. The records are really fun to watch on Moon, so I think they deserve a 5 out of 5, pretty much because of No Man's Land being a really cool survival type record. It definitely has to be up there. Moon was remade as part of Zombies Chronicles in Black Ops 3. The remake of the map was very nice. The map looks so much better than the original. The biodome was very bright and vibrant, the earth out in the distance looked great, and everything in general. All the remakes and Chronicles were great. You can use Immolation Liquidation to try and get specific weapons and equipment for the Easter egg. They also made the Chronicles version of the Easter egg soloable, which was a good thing to add to the map. I give the remake a 5 out of 5. All the camping spots on Moon are not exactly sitting in one spot camping, but more of staying in the same area. The first one is staying outside by Milkick. A large majority of the zombies come out from the labs, so it can be really easy to just focus fire on the doorway. Another spot that people like to go in Chronicles is opening up the door from power to Tunnel 11. You can focus fire with the wave gun inside the window and also all the zombies dropping down. You just need to make sure that you don't get the excavator to dig Tunnel 11. The camping spots are pretty good but not amazing, so I give them a 3.5 out of 5. All the training spots on Moon are fairly normal. A lot of people can easily train in the biodome. The biodome is huge and it's great for training and running zombies around, especially near the door to the teleporter. You can also train by Mule Kick, and you can also train by the MPD. Some high round players also train in the receiving bay and spawn. Obviously on Area 51, you need to train in order to stay alive without downing. I give the training spots a 3.5 out of 5 as well. On Moon, co-op is definitely the most fun if you're looking to do the Easter egg. When you play co-op, it's a lot easier because you have one person getting Gersh devices and the other getting QEDs, making it a lot easier because you don't need to keep spamming the box once you get what you need. The biggest downside to co-op is when you are playing in public matches and everyone dies in Area 51 because they think they are good enough to train around in the spawn room, but they definitely aren't. I give co-op a 4 out of 5. Solo is by far the most effective method if you're trying to go for high rounds on Moon. There are a few different high round strategies, but I think the best one is by far the Tunnel 11 strategy that I already mentioned. You can shoot the wave gun into the window and the zombies jumping down as well. If you run out of ammo, you can use a Gersh device and hack the drops you get for 5,000 points so that you can get more max ammos. Having the ability to do the Easter egg in solo is also very nice and a huge pro for the Black Ops 3 version of Moon. I give solo a 4 out of 5. Let's tally up the totals and see where Moon ends up. We're not able to include all 20 categories because I excluded traps and transportation methods because they are non-existent on Moon. Out of the possible 90 points, we got a total of 78. 78 divided by 90 equals 86.67 points, rounded up to 87%. I think this grade is right where I expected. Moon is definitely one of the more classic zombies maps, and there really is no doubt it's one of the coolest and unique maps in all of zombies history. The cliffhanger was also amazing. Tune in next Sunday where we kick off Black Ops 2 with everyone's favorite map, Transit. Thanks for watching.